There's been some buzz around the classic right-click recently, from tens tweeting about it to various Reddit threads saying that it shouldn't be in the game. In this video, I'm going to give my thoughts on how the classic's right-click should work, and we're also going to assess some community suggestions. Hey guys, it's Eggwick, and today we're answering the question, should the right-click classic be removed? If you like these vids, please consider subscribing, and I hope you enjoy. So, let's get this out of the way. I do believe that the current state of the classic isn't great for the game for a bunch of reasons. For one, you can be jumping and shooting and still hit your shots depending on the RNG. That statement in itself is already problematic for a game that aims to be a tactical shooter. The only other guns you can do this with are shotguns, so for me, it doesn't really make sense to have a sidearm or a pistol that's semi-accurate in the air. Valorant should be rewarding precise gunplay, and I know that's kind of a meme right now, but the fact that the reward for said RNG can delete someone makes the classic's right-click or the classic's burst far too strong. At times, you don't even have to be aiming for the head, especially if the target is low. Assuming you hit all 3 body shots, the classic deals 78 damage in an instant. Compare this to other pistols or sidearms where you actually have to aim for the head and be precise with it, or deal with spamming body shots with less effectiveness. The classic burst not only out-damages these pistols because the burst comes out instantly, but also allows you to do this while jumping or moving or just anything, honestly. What's worse is that the classic is a free gun. The burst just offers too much versatility in terms of range that the other guns don't really have an advantage over it. What I mean by this is that it's more or less a trade-off and not really an upgrade. Why buy a Ghost or a Frenzy when you can just use a classic and buy shields instead, especially when it's so efficient? Anyway, I think these are good enough reasons to warrant removing the right click, but I also think that we can make it work. The right click is a part of the core identity of the classic, so removing it will make it less unique. Here are some possible fixes. One person on Reddit suggested that we make the burst an attachment that you need to purchase at 100 credits. While this idea is pretty good and will nerf the classic a bit, I feel like Riot doesn't want to complicate the weapon system even further. It's pretty simple right now and an attachment isn't something I see them adding, but it's a cool idea to think about. However, this doesn't really solve the issue of jumping burst shots and its cost effectiveness. My own personal solution would be to nerf the burst damage so that it can't one-shot someone anymore, because none of the other pistols are able to do that. Well, except for the Sheriff, but even then it does 145 at range. For the burst nerf, I don't know what the exact damage number should be, but I do feel like the burst should be weaker than the primary fire. Maybe we could make it so that it fires 2 shots instead of 3 or something like that. To add, we can also change it so that it's more like CS's Glock, where you have to switch to burst fire mode and vice versa. This adds a delay between burst and single fire and will force players to use the classic more intentionally, as well as punishing its overall versatility. However, Riot might just listen to pros and remove the right click or the burst altogether. I mean, if pro players like Tens are complaining about it, then their basis should hold some ground. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Do you think the right click should be removed, or should they just nerf it in some other way? But yeah, that's it for this vid. If you guys have any comments or suggestions about the topic, I'd love to hear them down below. This is Eggwick, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.